Prues, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing a tag video. Who would have ever thought that I'd do so many tags? I've been doing so many tag videos lately, and I hadn't done previously to the last couple I've done a tag video in like the longest time, but there's been so many lately that have really caught my attention that I actually find truly interesting, that I want to do and share, and hopefully you guys find them interesting too. Today's tag video is the behind the scenes of a YouTuber tag. I just want to get it right, so I'm reading here. This one was created by Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, as well as Prues from Prues, and I will link both of their channels as well as their tag videos in my description box for you guys. Definitely go check them out. I'm fairly new to their channels. I discovered them when I believe it was Katie Marie here on YouTube. She did this tag, and so from her doing that tag and linking them, I discovered their channels. But they have really fantastic channels. I've really been gravitating a lot towards Annette's channel. She's very creative with colorful makeup looks and does a lot of videos on like color theory and stuff like that. I'm loving it. So anyways, definitely check both of them out. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the questions because you guys know I can talk a lot, and I'm going to try my best to keep it short, but there are 13 questions, so let's go ahead and get right into it. The first one is, what was the hardest part about starting a channel? For me, the hardest part about starting the channel was mostly getting the equipment to do it. Now, I know a lot of people say, like, if you want to start a channel, you don't need all the fancy equipment. You don't need whatever. You can use your phone and things like that. But back then when I started my channel, how long have I been on YouTube? I think it was like, when did I start? 2012? Has it been? Holy crap, hold on, let me look real quick. Okay, wow, my mind was really going there. I thought 2012, but actually my first video was an empties video, and it was published on January 28th, 2014. So still it's been 4 years. Oh my gosh, quite a long time. My little YouTube anniversary is actually coming up. But anyways, what I was gonna say was back then, at that time, I didn't even have like a fancy camera. I don't even think I had like a smartphone that like would even record well, or that I could even connect to YouTube or social media, or anything like that, or even upload to like my computer or anything, or at least maybe I just didn't know how to do it. So I couldn't use my phone. So the biggest thing for me, the hardest part, was just saving up money to buy a camera that I can film with. I did already have like a Canon. I have the T3i, but I had another Canon camera before that just took pictures, and so what I needed to do was upgrade to a camera that also could record video. And so I basically saved up for a while to be able to record, and I actually didn't have a fancy setup. I recorded in my bedroom in front of our sliding glass window, because we have this large sliding glass window, or sliding glass door, where a lot of light came in, and so I just filmed right there in natural lighting, and I didn't have anything else fancy to do it. But other than that, it wasn't really hard for me to start a channel, just because previous to that, and I've mentioned this here and there before, so some of you guys already know, I did do YouTube many years ago on a different channel. And I did, like, I sang, and I did a lot of vlogs, like I did chatting, like vlogging, surprise, surprise. But it was mostly about like dealing with deployment, because during that time my husband was deployed to Iraq, and I stayed, you know, in Washington, a state that was away from my family, where during this time, I'm gonna rabbit trail, most times during deployments, most like family, like wives and stuff, would just kind of go home to their home states and go live with their family members or parents or whatever. I chose not to do that. I chose to stay where we were located, because I felt like it would be weird to be a burden on my family, because it wasn't just me. I actually had my daughter Kaya, who was 3 at the time, and I had literally just given birth to our son, who was 2 months old when my husband left for deployment. So I chose to stay where we were and just kind of keep up on our apartment and things like that. And so anyways, during that time, to kind of keep me busy, I did YouTube and things like that. And so the point being of saying that is I was kind of like used to doing YouTube. I wasn't like, it wasn't weird or hard for me to like do YouTube or do videos or anything like that. And the biggest part of me starting YouTube is that, and I've said this many times before as well, is that I had a blog, or I still have a blog, that I would do a lot of makeup looks and things like that, just photograph, and it was requested that I do, you know, they like to see videos, so that's why I started my YouTube channel, to do tutorials and things like that. So yeah, so the hardest part was really just getting the equipment. Oh, and that's perfect for number 2. What equipment do you use? As I already said, I have the Canon Rebel EOS T3i. I feel like this is kind of an older camera, and I would like to upgrade my camera, but it is so expensive, so I haven't saved up enough to get there yet, but eventually I hope so. But for right now, my camera's doing well. I just use the kit lens. I don't have any special lens or anything like that. If I didn't upgrade my actual camera body, upgrading my lens would probably be a good thing. I feel like my lens is starting to go out and not do the best at like focusing on me here and there, so that's kind of annoying. But anyways, so I really just have the basics right now, and then I have, you guys sometimes see, I have a light behind me, and then I have 2 umbrella lights to either side of me right here, and then I have this like sequin background. That's really it. And then I don't know if this might be another question, but this is gonna be the next question, so I won't say that. But anyways, I'll link my lighting system. I know a lot of people like to use ring lights, which are really expensive, but I had to do everything really cheap and affordable. So I actually bought my lighting setup on Amazon, and it was only $50, but it came with like the light stands, it came with the umbrellas, it came with the bulbs, everything, and it was $50. At least back then when I purchased it. I feel like the price should relatively be the same. If not, I don't know, but I'll link it so you guys can check it out if you're interested in need lighting or anything like that. So then number 3 is, what editing program do you use and what did you start with? So the editing program I use now is what I started with. However, if we refer back to my original channel, my other one that I did with vlogging, I actually use Microsoft editor, or whatever editor that always just automatically came on or came with computers. I don't think they do that anymore now with the updated computer systems or whatever. But yeah, that's what I had used originally. But yeah, so that makes sense. So I did not have that on my new computer. So I had to buy an editor, and I know that there is lots of really expensive editors on you know, available, and I just, like I said, I had to keep everything very cheap. So what I did was just kind of Google cheap video editor, good quality, just like some random stuff like that, and what popped up was the Wondershare Filmora video editor. It was like $30 or $40 at the time, which I know that can kind of sound expensive, but in comparison to a lot of other video editor systems, that was really like the cheapest at the time. And I looked up reviews, and a lot of people said it was like a really great editor, works really great, doesn't crash, which can be an issue with other programs that are cheap or free, and lots of effects and things like that. So I purchased it, and I figure if anything, if it's not as great as I think as I want it to be or whatever, I can always upgrade and buy another editor later when I can afford it. But so far, obviously the last 4 years, it's what I've been using, and it's been great. I would recommend it. It's still very affordable in my opinion. There's lots of really great effects. I use that editor. People ask me all the time because I do videos on Instagram as well, and people always ask like, what do you use? I actually use the same editor for my YouTube videos as I do for my Instagram videos, so it's lots of cute little effects. You can add in text, you can like do layers of, you know, sound, and just like it's amazing. I like it. It's cheap and affordable, but it's not like cheap like where it doesn't work. It's a really great video editing system. All right, and so the next question is, did you have any experience with making videos before starting YouTube? And so I kind of feel like I already answered this with my first question by saying that I had a previous YouTube channel before this, but I don't know if that really counts because like that's still YouTube. But the funny thing is, back then I actually filmed on a webcam, so I didn't have a fancy thing. I had literally, you know, do you guys remember those webcams that sat on, maybe they still make those, I don't know, do people still use webcams? Is that still a thing? I don't know, maybe. But I had a webcam that sat on top of my monitor and connected to the computer, and that's how I would film, and then I would edit using Microsoft Editor or whatever it was called. And then I think before that, because that was many years ago, gosh, my son is 12 now, so it would have been, you know, 11 or so years ago. But so I'm trying to think of before even that. I don't think so. I don't think I really made videos or anything like that like I do now, at least. So no, I just kind of learned on my own. And if you guys have been here from the start or even look back on some of my old videos, probably don't. It's really embarrassing. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing with editing. I didn't even like chop out things that I could have. I didn't really know what I was doing. I basically was just able to put all the video clips together and put it together. So I didn't really know what I was doing in a lot of my videos. Now I feel like I have a really good grasp on how to edit videos and how to make them a little bit cleaner, crisper, quicker, and things like that, more entertaining, if you will. So yeah. Number 5, on average, how long does it take you to edit? Oh Lord. I think it really depends on the length of a video. So if it's, let me just say, because I do makeup tutorials, I also do chit-chatty videos. Oh my gosh, my chit-chatty videos, like, probably take me a couple days, which seems ridiculous, but sometimes, like, because I talk so much, a lot of the time with my chattier videos, I'm like talking and filming for, I've probably got like over an hour of footage almost every time. It's ridiculous. I know I need to learn how to like shut my mouth and just move on, but I can't. So sometimes it's more than an hour long. So what it is and it's in clips. I sometimes like will film and then I'll like stop filming and like gather my thoughts or like do something and then I'll start filming again. So it's not like a long hour-long clip. It's literally like an hour and a half or whatever in bits of clips. So I gotta import all the clips, put them together, you know, cut out any like where I stop and, you know, turn off the camera and like start. And if I say too much, I tend to like cut out my again. And so anyways, it takes a long time. Also, like, I kind of feel sorry for those of you who like listen to me. Maybe you guys enjoy me and that's why you're here, and God bless you if that's the case. But for me, like, when I have to listen to myself over and over again, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, Maria, why are you like the way you are? I get exhausted and tired of listening to me and looking at myself. So sometimes I have to just like walk away. I have to like clear my head, then go back and rewatch the footage again and find, like, if I really want to shorten something down, like watch it and see like what can I cut out from this that is not necessary. What was too much of a rabbit trail that I need to cut out. And like condense it down to like under an hour or whatever. And so it takes a long time. I would say at least like however long the video, like the footage is, times that by like 5, which seems so ridiculous. But I tend to like, you know, it takes the time to edit to like watch all the way through, then chop things out, then maybe add effects, or if I'm adding in like pictures or text or whatever it is, like you have to consider all that. And then add music. And then before I export it, I will watch it all the way through, start to finish, complete. So then however long the video is, I'm watching that time. And then I will export it, and then sometimes I will again, not every time, but I will again watch the video once it's complete and exported and completely together, ready to be uploaded to YouTube. I watch it a final time just to make sure there's no mistakes. Usually there is not, but there has been a couple times where it's like, oh my gosh, there was a big mistake in there or something I left in. For tutorials, those ones go a little bit quicker. I would say however long the tutorial is, like usually I film a makeup look and it's like 35 to 45 minutes of footage, and so just it's usually that, say times 3 or whatever. So still a couple of hours of editing. It really does take a long time. So when you hear people say, oh my gosh, it's like it's taking me so long to edit, like it really does take a lot of time. And some people, I think, it might not take that much time, but I don't know. I'm not a perfectionist, but I guess am in some ways, and really just want to make sure like I'm getting it, you know, so it takes me a lot of time. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna be done talking about that. Number 6 is, what was the worst technical accident you've had since starting your channel? I actually really don't think that I have had any of those, and my battery's dying, so I'm gonna change that real quick. I feel like I've been very fortunate in that I haven't, that I can remember, had any major technical issues. You know, I heard a lot of people say like where their like SD card has corrupted, and so everything they filmed was like unusable or like ruined. And I mean, oh my gosh, that would suck, because I know how much time and effort I put into filming things, and I know, I'm sure everybody else does too. So to have, you know, you film a whole day of filming and then the files are corrupted or you can't use them would be devastating. I'm sure I would probably cry, and it's first world problems, but still, when you put a lot of hard work into something and then it's like ruined, ooh. So I kind of feel like nervous even saying that nothing has happened to me, because I'm like, I don't want to jinx myself. Not that I'm superstitious, but still makes me nervous. So luckily I have not had any issues. Oh, I guess I'm looking, this might be one, it's not a big issue, but when I think I'm filming and I'm really not. So every once in a while, if you see me glance up at my viewfinder, it's because I want to make sure that I see a red dot that shows me that I am still filming. There's been times where I'm like doing my thing or talking and I look up and realize I was not filming. I guess that would be the only real technical issue, if that even counts, but that's still very annoying when you think you've done something, especially in a tutorial. Like if you've already done a process and then it's like it didn't film and you're like, well great. That kind of sucks. All right, so let's move on. I feel like I'm doing well in going through these pretty quickly. Anyways, number 7, do you ever film something and not upload it? Yes, but obviously not intentionally. I don't know if anybody would film something intentionally just not to upload it. But yeah, I filmed things before. I think maybe a total of maybe 3 or 4 videos that I've ever actually filmed and not uploaded. One was like a tutorial and it was supposed to be a collab with some other people, and I ended up having to back out of the collab because I filmed the whole tutorial and things like that. But some stuff came up in my personal life, so I wasn't able to have time to like edit it and put it together and finish it in time to upload when everybody else was. And so you know, I missed out on doing the collab, and even though I already had the footage and could have just uploaded the tutorial on its own, I had already like done an intro that explained like the collab, and I was like, I don't want to film that again. I didn't want to like do a voiceover, and then when I was looking back at the footage, I'm like, I actually really hate this look anyways. Like I was like going through some stuff, and so like it wasn't like my best anyways, so I didn't ever upload that. Another one was like a chatty, kind of a chatty video, like I just want to talk and get some things off my chest. And I actually filmed that specific video twice, 2 different times trying to film it, but I got so emotional. I cried a lot of the stuff I was saying I don't feel like really made sense. It was really jumbled, and it was just me just word vomiting probably, but just because I felt like I needed to get it off my chest, and I didn't know if it was relevant, or I felt like it kind of was relevant to put on my channel, but at the same time I was like, you know what, maybe it's really not that important, so I just let it go. And never uploaded those videos either. So anyways, I think off the top of my head, those are the only videos that I've ever filmed and not uploaded. So all right, number 8 is, do you write a script or plan what you are going to talk about? I do not write a script. I probably, like, with the way I talk and ramble on, I probably should, but I feel like that would be really weird. I'm not really good at like reading a script. Sometimes, the only time I guess I could say I kind of do write a script is if I'm doing a voiceover for a tutorial. So I will kind of like watch my video and then write down just to make sure I know the products I'm using. So I'm not like, I'm using the, what's this called? Like, I don't know, just so I have in front of me like what I'm using and I can just kind of, you know, say it out in my voiceover. But other than that, no, I'm not really good at like reading a script. I think that would be really weird. I have though taken like notes, like if I do some certain tag videos, or like if I have a chatty video or just different kinds of whatever chat videos, I sometimes will have notes to kind of keep me moving along. But other than that, no. Number 9, have you started talking differently since starting your YouTube channel? Yes, kind of. I feel like if you watch my first video, I was still pretty sassy, because I feel like when I started my beauty YouTube here, this YouTube channel, it was an empties video, and I did my first video, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I did it with no makeup. I was a little bit sassy. It was, my attitude was kind of like, if you can't handle me at my best, you don't, or my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. So I want to come on camera and be very real, show you guys my bare face, and that even though this was going to be like a beauty related channel, that I wanted to show like real rawness and things like that. And I felt like at that time, before I started my YouTube channel, I didn't watch a ton of YouTubers, but I did have other friends who also had YouTube channels, and I would watch them, and then I slowly kind of got into watching other people, and I felt like some of the attitude that some of the beauty YouTubers at the time just seemed so, I don't know what it was, but there was just something about it. I was like, oh, I don't want to be like that. I want to be different, and I want to not be like apologetic for like silly things, like, oh my god, my phone went off, oh, I'm so sorry, oh, I'm not looking my best, I apologize that my hair is not done, like things like that. And I was like, what? stop, you know? So I kind of was like a little bit sassy, but at the same time, so I'm just saying that because I feel like sometimes I'm still a little bit sassy, and I haven't lost that. But I was very much so still shy and quiet, like, and I feel like a lot of my videos are very reserved, like tonal wise or whatever. The main reason for that was because it is kind of nerve-wracking and shy to like to start filming. Now I'm used to it, so I kind of talk to my camera and talk to you guys like I'm talking to my friends, and it's whatever. But before, I think I'd look back at my videos and be like just very calm and very like soft and really, you know, sweet, and just talk very quietly and all this. Like, my best beauty tip would be to just be yourself, I think. And well, to be yourself and just be confident in who you are. So many people, it seems like they make excuses for the things they like and the things they wear and have to explain themselves, and that's nonsense. I say if you want to wear crazy colored makeup, then wear it. If you want to wear purple lipstick, then wear it. If you want to wear no makeup at all, then don't. I mean, just be yourself and be confident in who you are and what you like, and don't feel like you have to explain yourself to anybody. And if there's people who's going to put you down, then you don't need to be around them. It's just so weird, and it's not like it's not who I am, it's just it was more of a like toned down quiet. I didn't want to get too excited or loud because I would film in my bedroom and like my family would be in the living room, and I was just really nervous, like that it was weird. Even though they knew what I was doing and my husband knew what I was doing, there was just something weird about it to me to be like in my room talking about makeup. I don't know, for some reason it was just really weird. And it's funny because even when my husband is now, you know, I'm usually home whenever, you know, filming and able to film when everybody's away. My husband's at work, my kids are at school, so it's nice and quiet. I can be loud if I want to. But even still, like if he is home or my kids are home, I do tend to be a little bit quieter because I just feel like I don't want them to think I'm weird, even though I know they don't. My husband and I have been married 14 years now, so it's like he knows by now that I'm weird, so I don't need to be shy. But anyways, all that to say is that I do feel like I talk differently. I feel like I still have the same kind of attitude and sass, but I'm a lot louder, which I apologize for that. But it is, that's just me. Okay, let's move on. This is such a funny question. I love it. Number 9, have you started, oh no, that's the same question. Number 10, what's the one thing that annoys you when editing yourself? Okay, I think that Katie Marie, like I said, I watched her video, she had said this, and I so agree, is that I talk so stinking fast, and I need to learn how to like breathe and talk a little bit slower, because when I'm editing myself and if I mess up, I don't stop and then re-say my sentence over again. I try to just like start my sentence where I messed up at, but I talk and do it so fast that it's hard to like sometimes splice where I messed up and then splice into the new sentence, and it could be a really harsh like jump cut, if you will, and it's like, oh Maria, why didn't you just like say your sentence over, or why don't you just slow down when you're talking? Like it's very, very frustrating to edit myself when I talk. And the second thing is like how many times I say like there's sometimes where I just say so much, and I could literally cut out like a whole minute or two of ums, and it's like, it's crazy. The other thing that is maybe annoying is just that like I'm literally having to stare at myself for however many hours I am editing a video, and that kind of gets old. Like I know that doing what I do is like I'm constantly taking pictures of myself, because I'm taking pictures of my makeup, taking pictures of my eyes, doing this, and like sometimes I just like I'm just like, oh, I'm sick of seeing my face. Like, I'm sick of seeing my face. So, and the other thing is like sometimes like if I feel like my makeup looked really great or whatever, but then I'm watching the footage back and I'm like, oh, your makeup was a mess, or I don't know. That's what's kind of, I guess the most annoying thing is how fast I talk and trying to edit out mistakes. But yeah. Number 11, what is your biggest editing pet peeve in other people's videos? I don't really have, actually I think I do. I think my biggest pet peeve is like when people don't edit out things that don't need to be there, I guess. Like if the video is already long, and I'm not trying to judge the length of someone's video, because I actually like long videos. I enjoy long chatty videos because oftentimes I'm watching YouTube when I'm doing my own makeup, so I enjoy just hearing the background noise, or when I'm doing the dishes, or when I'm cooking dinner, or when I'm folding laundry kind of thing. So having a long video to listen to, not necessarily have to look at, I think is great. So I love the long videos. So hopefully you guys who watch my videos enjoy the long videos for those reasons too. But sometimes a video is like longer than it really needs to be. Because of like the boring stuff. Like say, for example, someone is like doing something and then they're just like, oh, hold on, let me go find this. And then they like walk off camera to find something and they're like, oh, here's the lipstick I was talking about. And it's literally like, I don't know, 30 seconds of footage that like chop that out. Like, why is that still there? Like, it's unnecessary. It's not really entertaining. It's like literally someone will walk off camera or just like bend down and like look for something somewhere, and I don't know, just like something random like that, or maybe like I don't know if that makes sense, but like stuff that like really does not, I hate when my hair does this, stuff that doesn't really need to be there kind of thing, that could be edited out to shorten up the video. That's really my only thing I can think of. Other than that, I don't really mind fun creative editing. I enjoy most people's creative editing, but that's just the one thing. Like, edit out the stuff that doesn't need to be there. Come on. 12. Do you ever feel self-conscious in your videos? Yeah. See, I'm now very self-conscious and aware of all the ums I'm doing, and I feel like I'm doing them more just because I've talked about it so much. That's one thing. Like, I feel like that. 2 is that I don't know if it's like that like big of a deal, but something I'm just self-conscious in general is like my teeth, because I have crooked teeth, but also I still have a baby tooth right here. And if you guys notice, a lot of times I like, if I'm posing or if I'm taking pictures, it's always from like this angle, because that's like my full side. And then this like right here, that's a baby tooth. Well, one of them's crooked, so it makes it look smaller, and then the other one next to it, one of them, I can't remember, is a baby tooth. So as you can see, there's like a little gap there on top of having crooked teeth, so I'm kind of insecure about my teeth. I have had maybe 1 or 2 people comment that it looks like I have missing teeth, and it looks weird, it looks funny, which it kind of does, like, but I can't help it. I still have a baby tooth, which is, I know, super, super weird. I don't know if anybody else has dealt with that or had that, but basically I do have the adult tooth, but it like didn't come out properly. Apparently it's like still up in my gums like this, you know? And I've talked to my dentist recently about getting that fixed, and I might even eventually get braces, which I'm kind of nervous about, because I recently also just had my wisdom teeth removed, and I have a very, very high tolerance for pain, but oh my Lanta, that hurt so bad. Probably worse than childbirth, I'm telling you. It was terrible. Also, though, apparently if you have your wisdom teeth taken out like after your 30s, it's like kind of worse for you. You don't heal as quick. It has a little bit more like dangers to it, or what is the word? What am I thinking of? I can't remember. But anyways, it's not great, and I'm 34, so like I feel like I had a time. So now I'm kind of like nervous to have other teeth work done because of how like long it took to heal and how painful it was. Anyways, but I do think braces are extremely cute. I've always loved people with braces, even adults. I just love them, so I think it would be fun to have braces. Fun. I'm sure it's not fun. But I would have to have surgery to remove my baby tooth and kind of anchor the adult tooth to come in, and then once they did that, then I'd be able to get braces. So why did I just tangent on that? I think this is what I'm self-conscious about. We're going into it apparently. So that is something I'm a little bit self-conscious about, but it's not really a big deal. I don't think about it that often. I think, but like I said, I do naturally like kind of pose this way and like talk this way, and things like that. And I don't smile often like with my teeth because I'm insecure about that. But I don't know if that even really counts. So let's go ahead and move on to the last question. This is number 13. It says, what keeps you inspired to keep creating? Just really because I like it. I enjoy it. I talked about before how makeup there is a time where it's become overwhelming doing what I do, and that, while that's true, at the same time I still enjoy it. Makeup and just filming YouTube videos and even editing, even though it takes a long time, I enjoy it. It's so much fun to me. It gives me something to do. In addition to that, like, because of YouTube, because of Instagram, I have gotten so many opportunities. Literally, the 2 jobs that I have, working for NBA Cosmetics and working for Beauty Junkies, these are like legit paying jobs. I actually work for them. Those opportunities have come to me through doing what I do, through my blog, through my YouTube channel, through Instagram. And I've had many other opportunities because of what I do here. Not to say that's the only reason I create. I didn't even think those were possibilities when I even started. Like, I had no clue you could earn money. I had no clue about that stuff. But even when I was so smaller creator, I've had so many different opportunities. I've worked with, for a long time, I worked with a brand called Lux Pineapple, and I worked also for Be Natural Organics. I've just had all kinds of really neat opportunities, and it's just been really, really awesome stuff that I never thought I could do, and I think that's fun, and I'm excited to see like what the future holds. And yeah, it's just really, really great. Like, I love it. Not to say I only keep creating just to see what I can get out of it or what can happen, but I think that's a neat thing. The other thing that really, I guess, keeps me creating is that, like, it's my hobby. Even though part of it is my job, you know, it's still something I really love to do. I've always been a very creative person. Like, I love arts and crafts. I like to draw. I like to paint. I like to sing. I like to sew. I used to create headbands. I used to make jewelry. I love anything like that, and makeup is just really literally another form of art to me. Not that I'm a makeup artist, but in a sense I am. You know, that's just what I do, and I enjoy it. Also, makeup is so expressive. It's just so fun. Like, you can just do anything with it, and I just think that's really, really neat. And being able to share that is cool. It's really fun to me. Additionally, it's not like there's a ton of people like in my personal life who can relate to my interest. And also, I have only like a handful, maybe less than a handful of really close friends. I'm not very social. I'm very shy, believe it or not. I'm very much so an introvert. And so, like, this passion of mine, makeup and fashion and videos, like, not a lot of people can relate to that, but being able to upload and do these videos, there's all of you guys who watch me, interact with me and chat with me, who share that with me, and I think that's so cool and so much fun. And so you guys are a big part of what inspires me to keep creating too, like, because I have that interaction that I don't necessarily get here. And also, it's less overwhelming to me too, because being an introvert, I do get kind of overwhelmed by being around a lot of people for a long time. Like, it's very exhausting to me. Not that I don't like it, I do enjoy it, but it drains me physically. And so this is like a safer, I guess, way to like interact with people and still have interaction from like the comfort of my own home. And so yeah, that's it. That's all the questions. I do hope you guys found them interesting, and I'm not going to tag people because I never can remember who I should tag. But if you found this tag video interesting and would like to recreate it, definitely do it, and let me know if you do, because I would love to come over and watch your video and hear about the behind the scenes of YouTube for you. Please also don't forget to check out Annette and Prues and their videos, and leave them some love. If you've not discovered them before, let them know I sent ya and say hello. But with all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. So, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed this tag video and learning a little bit more about me. So, bye!